Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Stretford Post. How you're doing? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone is doing good. Everyone's having a fantastic Sunday so far. It's match day, guys. It is another big day for Manchester United. Another nerve-wracking, anxiety-filled day that some of us are looking forward to. We do it to ourselves. We do. That's exactly what we do. We do it to ourselves because we've got a match day today. Everton in the Premier League, of course, guys. Everton will be smelling blood, of course, but we're not going to let it happen, guys. We cannot let it happen. It's all about Manchester United today, guys. That's what it's all about. And getting the 3 points and moving up that league, because that's what we need to do. Get out that league. We're on the second page, for crying out loud, of the Premier League at the moment. We cannot be on the second page of the Premier League with Manchester United at the end of the day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new and smash a like on the video. If you guys can do that for me, that would be absolutely fantastic. Let's read some of your comments from you lovely people. Of course, Sanjay, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. The legend of GK. Sal has a real man. Big up, GK. How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you again. And Darko, the legend. Big up, my friend. Good to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Now, let's get straight into the news in regards to Manchester United. Now, Manchester United are searching for a centre-back that can play in a variety of positions on that back line. For example, left back, left-sided centre-back, right-sided centre-back. And it seems Man United have found the perfect guy. His name is Divine Wrench. Divine Wrench. He plays for Ajax. He is a right back by trade, but also can play left back and right-sided centre-back, of course, guys. Now, he is a 21-year-old player. He plays in the Dutch league, of course, for Ajax. But the key with Divine Wrench is that not only is he wanted by Liverpool and Chelsea, his contract runs out in June 2025. And that means, what does that mean? He could be a free transfer, guys. So far, Ajax have been unsuccessful in renewing his contract. So that is important that he doesn't want to stay and wants to move on. I feel this will be a great signing for Man United. I know people are going to say, we've got too many Dutch players. But you know what? He's a good player, a young player, 21 years old, and Manchester United are in search of this player and are interested in this player. And you heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first. Big up everyone who's joined me today, of course, guys. So that is a very, very interesting story, of course. Divine Wrench, free transfer, 2025. Could it happen? Is it all true? Could it happen, guys? It possibly could at the end of the day, of course. So, you know what? He is on 1 year left on his contract, 2025. Interesting developments in regards to that. As I've been hearing this morning, of course, from my secret sources and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, Man United are interested in Divine Wrench, divine intervention. As I said on the thumbnail, Man United's intervention is in intervention of Liverpool, not letting Liverpool get their dirty mittens on transfers. We don't want that. As of course, Arne Slot is going to be after that player, of course, Dutch player, etc., etc., etc. Very interested to see how Arne Slot handles, you know, building his own team, because, you know, when Mohamed Salah looks like he could be going to Saudi Arabia, if Mohamed Salah goes to Saudi Arabia, Slot has to replace Mohamed Salah. And that's when you really, truly understand how hard it is to be a manager, when you have to build your own team and not just giving the keys to a team that is already built and then just have to press play, of course, guys. Absolutely, absolutely. Big up GK, big up GK. After APL, whichever league is tough, by a player from like La Liga. Yeah, I mean, he's a young player, he can develop. You know, the confident thing I have at the moment, what I'm excited about, GK, is the fact that we got a great manager in Ruben Amorim. He's a fantastic manager. Every time we got a match day, I'm looking forward to seeing Ruben Amorim manage. You know, I'm excited. I got the excitement back. I don't know about you, but I got my excitement back somewhat in regards to Manchester United, and I can't wait to the next game. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. It's the next game now. Everton at home, Old Trafford, fans. Ruben Amorim, first Premier League game at Old Trafford. Excited, guys. You can't help, you know what I mean, but be excited, of course. Man, Latita, how you doing, my friend? Wants to know the source of your secret information, Sal. The sources are my sources, of course, guys, are people connected to the club. It would betray their trust if I told you who they were. But obviously, I have connects, obviously, with a number of journalists as well. I'm going to have one on the show very, very soon, guys. So keep it peeled. And he is the biggest journalist in world football. Not just a small journalist, a big journalist, guys. The one in world football. How do we say it? Here we go. Watch this space, guys. It's coming very soon. But yeah, I've got my own secret sauces, of course, guys. And it isn't mayonnaise. And it isn't hot sauce. We got the hot sauce. We got the beats. Absolutely. We got the music can make you move your feet. Absolutely. It's nothing to do with that, guys. Of course not. But we are in the vibe, guys. It is match day. It's Manchester United against Everton, of course. You know what? I'm sensing something special today. I am really sensing something is going to happen today. Something exciting is going to happen today. Man United are going to move mountains today. Man United are going to score goals today. I'm feeling excited, guys. Of course, the team news. I gave you my predicted lineups, of course, guys, in regards to the game the other day. So if I bring that into the equation again, I'm going to give my remind you guys the team I think may be picked for the team. It might be, it might not be, but maybe the lineup for Manchester United today, of course, guys, which is this formation right here, guys. It is this one right here. What do you think of it? How do you feel about this? How much is a bag of chips at the end of the day? How do you feel about this lineup, guys? What are your feelings on it? Anana will definitely be starting in goal for me. I think Martinez will be starting on left side. The centre-back is so important going forward. Martinez in that left side of centre-back. Of course, we have De Ligt, who's been fantastic over the last, obviously, since we signed him. Mazraoui, signing of the season, guys. Mazraoui is signing of the season, of course. Luke Shaw will come in at left side wing-back. Ugarte and Mainu will play in the midfield with Ahmad as a right-sided wing-back. Who would have thought we would have said that a few months ago? Ahmad as a right-sided wing-back, of course. Fernandes and Garnacho behind the striker of Rasmus Højlund. I don't think that Rashford will play in this game. I think Rashford will be dropped for this game. What is my prediction? I hear you crying. It is Manchester United 4, Everton 2. That is my prediction. Manchester United 4, Everton 2. That's what I'm going for, guys. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about my lineup, guys? I mean, it's not gospel, is it? It's not gospel. But you know what? That is what I feel it will be today. Probably there or thereabouts. But you know what? There might be some tinges here. You know what? One thing we know about Ruben Amorim already is that he surprises us with his team selections. And I like that. You know what I mean? Because we can never quite predict what his lineup's going to be. It could be completely different. Who knows? It could be completely different. We're going to have to wait and see, of course, guys. Of course. Let's read some of your comments, my friends. Of course, guys. Let's get into it. Big up, Blazing. How you doing, my friend? Blazing Zard. How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you, Blazing Zari. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, man. Big up, Red. United. Love it, my friend. Big up, Blazing. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream, you legend. Thank you for joining us today, of course. Lumen is predicting Amorim's lineup, the most unpredictable lineup out of the manager's lineup we had. Lumen, spot on, my brother. Spot on. It is difficult to predict his lineup because of his formation. You know, anyone can play in that wing-back position now. Anyone can play in the wing-back. I mean, Onana can play in the bloody wing-back position. It's like this at the moment with us, do you know what I mean? And I like it because at the end of the day, it don't only keep us guessing, it keeps our opposition guessing as well. The opposition are going to be guessing what we're going to do next, what line they're going to play, what type of formation they're going to play. And this is the great thing about Ruben Amorim. This is why he was working on different formations during training. And the media picked up on it and they thought, he's going to ditch his formation. He's going to play a 4. Little did they know we're preparing for every single scenario during match time. When the match is on, teams change their formation and tactics. We're preparing for that. We're preparing for those changes. So whenever they change the tactics, we change. You know, but that's a sign of a great manager, of course, guys. And you have to be versatile, of course. You have to be versatile. Of course, big up, Brian. How you doing, my friend? Everton not scoring 2, Sal. Didn't you say that about Bodo Glimt, Brian? Did you not say that about Bodo Glimt? Bodo Glimt scored 2. I think we will concede today. If we don't concede, Brian, I tell you what, I'll be a happy bunny, mate. I'll be a happy bunny. I will be happy if we don't concede a goal because I don't want us to be anxiety-filled, nervous and stuff like that. I just want us to win the game comfortably and move on to the next game, of course, which is Arsenal. Arsenal is next, of course, guys. So that's going to be the difficult game. And Arsenal, we got them at the wrong time. Arsenal were informed. They scored 5 yesterday against West Ham United, 5-2, of course. They also scored 5 against Sporting Lisbon as well. So we got them at a bad time. But you know what? Full sense of security and all that. Full sense of security. Arsenal might have a full sense of security when they play Man United, but one thing's for certain, we're a different animal these days, and we will be ready for Arsenal. Let's make no bones about that. Of course. Good morning. How you doing, Mark Elman? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Good to see you, mate. Absolutely delighted to have you on board. Absolutely. No, says Brian. Absolutely. Very constructive argument, Brian. Very articulated. Big up. Teddy, good morning, Sal. How are you doing, mate? It's a must win today. We need 3 points. 2-1 United. Big up, Teddy. Yes, absolutely, mate. It's a must win. So these are the games we have to win, mate. These are the games that we have to win. I say it again, I cannot stress enough how important this game is today, that we win the game and move up that table. We've got Arsenal next week, guys. You know what? If we don't win that game, if we don't beat Everton today, we're in a bit of a pickle, ain't we? We're a bit of a precarious position again. So we need to beat Everton today. And hopefully, God willing, we end up beating Arsenal. Imagine we beat Arsenal. We're due to beat Arsenal. It's been a while since we've beaten Arsenal at the Emirates, isn't it? We need to beat them. We need to beat Man City away. And we need to beat Tottenham away in the Cup as well. It's a tough month this month, guys. But one thing is in Premier League football, survival of the fittest. You want to get to that level. These are the games you have to win. Absolutely. Not only Everton, but also Arsenal, also Man City, also Tottenham in the Cup. This is how you do it, guys. If you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best at the end of the day. And United have not done that over the last few years. And you know what? We're the best at talking, chatting, speaking, promising. Next game, you know what I mean? We move. Next game, we move. Every single week, it's got, you know what I mean? We go again. No. You go now. You go now. That is what Man United need to do. And then we now need to move forward. We're way behind in the Premier League table, of course. And we need to move up that table and start challenging the powers that be, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? At the end of these days. Of course, guys, Mark Elman, we will win 2-0. I'll take that all day long. I remember back in the 90s. You remember the 90s when we used to play Everton? 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. We used to always beat them 2-0. It used to be like when we played Coventry City at home, 2-0, easy, Old Trafford. We need a nice, comfortable win today, guys. And you know what? The first 20 minutes of the game is going to be very, very important. It's going to decide the tempo of the game. The one thing we have to do, if we do go 1-0 up, we have to have the mentality to go for 2, to go for 3, not sit back and let them back into the game. This is the problem that Man United had. They had it against Ipswich. They had it against Bodo Glimt. Man United are conceding goals. I don't know how anyone can see we're not going to concede a goal, because we're conceding goals every single game at the moment. Whilst this new formation is implementing itself and we're getting used to this new formation, you know what? We're going to concede goals at the end of the day. This is the way it is at the moment. But Everton don't score goals. We know Everton don't score goals. But we're the perfect team for them to play against to score goals, because we do give chances to the team, of course. Hopefully, if we don't beat Everton, we're in a bit of problems, ain't we? We should be able to beat Everton under any manager. Even Steve Bruce can manage Man United and beat Everton at the end of the day. We need to go at that and beat Everton, no matter what lineup we play, no matter what formation we play, no matter who's playing up front, if your favourite's playing or not. We should be going out there and defeating Everton today. Absolutely. Call me too positive. I don't know. Alan G, brother, hope you're good, G2. Hope we can get a big 3 points today, because I honestly can't see us even getting a draw against Arsenal, so we must win this one. Do you know what, Blazing? You know what? You never know in football, do you? You never know. You know what? Man United are that team that can come out with that result out of the blue and be like, what? You know what I mean? Personally, I don't think Arsenal, I think our team shows too much respect to Arsenal. I think when they go on the pitch against Arsenal, they show too much respect. And I felt like West Ham did that yesterday. I mean, you look at the goals that West Ham's conceded. You know, when West Ham played us, you look at the way they defended for their lives. When they played Arsenal yesterday, look at that. Gabriel unmarked in a box, header, goal, easy. It was too easy. You know what I mean? Completely different team. I don't know why they sacked David Moyes, to be honest with you. It was an absolutely mad decision from West Ham United at the end of the day. You know what? They were talking about Champions League football a few years ago. Now, West Ham United are going to be thinking more about the lines of relegation at the moment, the way they're going. Of course, I'm surprised we lost that game. We shouldn't have lost that game. We lost some stupid games this season. And you know what? Enough of that. Everton today needs to be put to the sword. We need to beat Everton today, regardless, by hook or by crook. As long as we win the game, even if we win 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, we have to win the game. It doesn't matter what the score is. Of course, big up, Pearl. How you doing? Good afternoon, my guys. My prediction is 3-1 for today. I'll take that, Pearl, all day long, my friend. I will take that 3-1 score. Of course, guys, brilliant. I'll take the 3 points. I'll take a 1-0 last-minute goal, VAR decision, controversial. I don't care. As long as we win the game at the end of the day, that's all I care about, of course. You said Poak would score 2. No, so what? You said Bodo Glimt would score none. If I was psychic, guys, at the end of the day, I would be absolutely on a yacht somewhere, sitting there with my feet up and my hands behind my head, of course. I don't understand that argument. You know what I mean? It's a bit like saying, oh, you know what? You predicted that. At the end, I never claimed to be psychic, guys. I don't claim to be psychic. But one thing I do know, I've got a lot of things right. You know what I mean? A lot of things right. Absolutely. And Bodo Glimt, for example, I said they'll score 2 goals. I didn't say 4-2 United. But you know what? It was 3-2, of course, guys. Nearly 4-2. Man United won 4-2 today. And Brian, if Everton scored 2 goals, you're going to come back, right? You're going to come back and you're going to say, well, Sal, you know what I mean, Sal? I was wrong, Sal. Do you know what I mean? Are you going to say that? Bigger, as long as we win the game, that's the most important thing. Sal, watch these Everton shitbags. They have not scored in 5 games, play like Prime Real Madrid, absolutely against Man United, traitors to their manager, traitors to their fans. I never quite understand teams that do this. I never understand that teams that, you know what, just play at the big team, just play against Man United. Man United is their final. West Ham, Man United was their final. That's it. They don't need to play anymore this season because Man United was their final at the London Stadium. You know what? This is what these teams do. And they don't only mug off their manager, they mug off their fans. Most importantly, they mug off their fans. They are liars to their own fans. Because at the end of the day, don't be surprised if Calvert-Lewin turns into prime Maradona. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Those type of things. You know, the guy who can't score for love nor money, he's going to turn up today, of course, guys. Defense has to be up the task to protect the lead. Onana is ready to make the saves if they get past the defensive line, but it should be difficult to get a shot on. Defense is up their task to protect the lead. Yeah, the thing is, Man United just need to kill games off. One thing I would say is that over the last few years, we haven't really killed games off, have we? You know, we've been too soft. We've been too accommodating to teams. You know, as soon as we go 1-0 up, you know what, we sit back. Okay, we got the goal. Happy days. You know what I mean? They let him back in the game, of course, guys. Like I said, no, people told me that we wouldn't concede against Ipswich. We conceded against Ipswich, of course. It's the same thing, isn't it, at the end of the day? And the thing is that Man United don't have the mentality when they go 1-0 up to finish games. Hopefully that changes. We can only go by evidence, what we see at the end of the day. We're a minus goal difference, of course, guys. We're not plus 10, plus 20. We're minus goal difference, guys. And that is the thing. You know, we have to understand. That means when we're minus goal difference, we're not only not scoring enough goals, we're conceding goals in the other end as well. That's a problem that we're having. Hopefully that does change. Hopefully today it's a nice, easy game for us. And we go forward, of course, guys. We move forward. You know, mate, if we win 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, absolutely take that all day long. Lovely, jubbly. Love it, mate. Absolutely. Big up. Brian has an anti-agenda against the chatterboxers. Brian Foskett, you've been called out, my friend. No, he doesn't. Brian's a lovely guy, Mutata. Don't start again, Mutata. Brian's a lovely guy. Big up, Brian. My friend is Brian Foskett, legend of the chat. Don't worry about that. Sal, has Amarin set his standards high in 2 games? No, look, at the end of the day, look, we're not ready. We're not the finished article yet. We need to remember that this is going to take time. We have to remember that. But the most important thing, like Ruben Amorim said, is regardless how we play, we have to get 3 points. That's all that matters is 3 points. Today is 3 points or nothing at the end of the day. This is Everton at home, right? You can drop some points here and there, right? But when you're playing Everton at home, you have to win that game. You have to win that game because you're not going to get many easier games than Everton at home. You know what I mean? So we have to try and win that game, of course, guys. Blazing, prediction for the Liverpool game. I'm going for a big upset here, 2-4 to City. And for the United game, I'm going 3-1. Bets are going as planned so far on Wednesday night games on my bets too. Big up, Blazing. Good luck on your predictions, my friend. City 4-2 at Anfield. Wow, you know what? Don't be surprised if something like that happens, something surprising happens. You know what, Liverpool lose at home. Because you know what Liverpool do, don't you? You know what they're like? They're bottlers. We all know that they're Premier League bottlers. They're the kings of bottlers in the Premier League, ain't they? At the end of the day, we all know Slippy G. We know all about that, don't we? So they are bottlers. I mean, don't be surprised if City do go out there and prove everyone wrong. Personally, I'll be honest, the prediction for this game, for me, will be Liverpool 3, Man City 2. That's my prediction for that game. I think it'll be Liverpool will win that game. The problem with Liverpool at Man City at the moment is that I think they've got too many injuries. I mean, well, they got one. That's too many for them, isn't it? And then we had 60 last season. You know what I mean? People forget about that. The problem with Man City, I think they got Rodri out, and that's the problem for them at the moment. And they can't seem to adjust. There's also some weird things going on in the dressing room. I don't know, scratches and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on in the dressing room at the moment, but it doesn't bode well for Manchester City, of course. Do I have sympathy for them? Absolutely not. But it is a double-edged sword for me. It's a slap in the face because I don't want Liverpool to win this title. So personally, I would love it for it to be a draw, something like that. So a 2-2 draw, something like that will be good for us, of course, guys, because we don't want Liverpool to win that league, really, do we? I mean, it's very hard for me as a Man United fan when I'm used to us challenging for 20, 25 years. I've been watching us challenge for league title after league title, you know what I mean? And having to pick who I prefer to win the league, having to pick who I prefer, you know? I don't want that to happen anymore. We're Man United at the end. We're Man United at the end of the day. I don't want that to happen anymore. I want us to start challenging for the league. I want to sit here and say, do you know what, Brian? You're absolutely right. 5-0. Fantastic. I love it. You're right, mate. Brilliant. Yes, we didn't even concede. Clean sheet. 5 goals at the other end. I love it, mate. Brilliant. Ruben Amorim's army. That's what I want to do at the end of the day. I want to do that. I want to have positivity and I want to be moving up that league because at the moment, I have to go into the second page of the Premier League table, the second bloody page of the Premier League table, and this is enough. Enough is enough. We're December now. Pinch, punch, first day of the month. So hopefully we do pick up some punch today against Everton, guys, because you know what? It is coming to Christmas. It's getting that time. 3 Cantonars, 4 Cantonars, 5 Cantonars, 6 Cantonars. That's what we're after, guys. You know what I mean? We need to sing our hearts out. It is December. It's famously a good month for Man United, although we've got some tough games that come going forward. Some very difficult games to come going forward, guys. And you know what? Hopefully, we'll be here together watching those games, excited, buzzing for the atmosphere, of course, guys. Hopefully. Manatuta, Sal, Arsenal are relying on Saka and Odegaard in his efficient. What about Man United? Who are we relying on? We don't really rely on anyone at the moment, if I'm being totally honest, Manatuta. We have a bit of a team, don't we, thing going on kind of thing. I agree. Arsenal do rely heavily on Saka and Odegaard. They are very, very good players. Odegaard's probably the best attacking midfielder in the moment in the Premier League. Saka's probably the best right winger in the Premier League at the moment if we're talking about stats and goals and stuff like that. If those two are removed from Arsenal, Arsenal are a very average side. I don't personally think Arsenal are going to do anything this season, if I'm being honest. I think they might come top 4, but that's about it. You know, I think West Ham are finished. I think that result, you know what I mean, was expected yesterday. I do believe West Ham are gone. They're finished. They're over. Kaput. They're finished. And I feel sorry for West Ham in a little bit, but not too much, because I know what West Ham do, don't they? They had a lucky result against Man United with the penalty, etc., etc. You know, diving all over the place and stuff like that. So, you know what? Never go for multiple bets. Always go for one bet. And it's sure if you put up horse on the up, sure. I mean, back in the day, you know what? When I used to live in the UAE, you cannot bet, right? Where I am at the moment, you cannot bet on scores and stuff like that. But you know what? I used to know a lot of people used to bet. You know what? You can get every single result right. But if you do too many, adjudicator, of course, you're always bound to get one wrong. Even if it's a game you expect to win, you expect opposition to win. It can always happen. There's always one that F's you up. There's always one. That's why it's important. If you do that, if you see your results and you've got a green and you can cash out and you can make a profit, cash out and make a profit. That's what I would say about it, of course. But I don't endorse gambling, of course, guys. It's a bad way to make money because generally the house always wins, guys. If you go by a year, if you bet for a year, right? If you bet for a whole year, you will lose. You'll be on the red. You'll be losing. That's one thing I would say about it. Despite you might have the odd win here and there, absolutely. If you get a big win, walk away. Don't gamble again. Absolutely, that's what you should do because they do take your money. Absolutely, the house always wins. Of course, guys, always. But today is a big day, of course, when Manchester United and Everton against Manchester United is always historically a very, very significant game, so to speak. As I was speaking about last week, Man United have lost league titles to Everton, you know, more or less. They drew 4-4 at Old Trafford, which is then Manchester City winning the league, of course. Everton pick up their game. They raise their game. Even Fellaini looked like prime Maradona when he played against Man United in that game. You know, we've also been there in 2003 and won the league title at Goodison Park. Beckham, top right, top bins, and we won the title there. You know, they've also beaten us in FA Cup finals. We beaten them in FA Cup finals. So there is a lot of history in regards to Manchester United and Everton. So today, you know what, we don't hold anyone, you know, we do not take this game lightly. We go out there today and we absolutely push it on them, put it on them, press them, And you know what? Hopefully we get an early goal and we finish them off. The important role is the fans. I want the fans to be more intimidating. I want the fans to be on fire today because we have 75,000 people at Old Trafford. Sometimes we're a little bit quiet. So I hope that the fans are loud today. I hope they make their voices heard because that will scare Everton. We need to be more scary. We need to be more intimidating. This needs to happen at Man United because it is a big asset. Liverpool feed off that. This is what Liverpool would do today against Man City. They will feed off their atmosphere. They do it again in the Champions League. You think they could be 2-0, 3-0 down to Barcelona and win the game 4-0 just for talent? It's not talent. Barcelona are intimidated. They were scared of Anfield, and then Liverpool obviously took advantage of that. That's what happens with a great atmosphere and an intimidating atmosphere. If you've got an intimidating atmosphere, you know what? You could beat anyone on your day. Sir Alex Ferguson, during the 90s, we used to have those Champions League nights, you remember, and we were very, very intimidating. The crowd were up for it, loud, crazy. I mean, the last game, one of the loudest games I ever went to was Man United 7, Roma 1. And I remember that. I said, God, if I was a Roma player, I would be absolutely shaking in my knees. This atmosphere is absolutely on fire. It's incredible. And that is what's important. And we won the game 7-1, of course. They were on their knees, literally. You know what I mean? And we won the game 7-0. Absolutely, absolutely. Let's read some of your comments, guys. Where were we, guys? Where were we? I think we were here. Big up Blazing. Facts, it's usually always the tier one team that lets me down on bets. Very frustrating. West Ham let me down 10,000. I remember once Blazing that Man City lost to Crystal Palace and let me down at home. You know what I mean? And I got all the results correct. Even in league, I think in the championship, I got it right. Everything was right. Man City lost to Crystal Palace. You all remember when Andros Townsend scored that goal for Crystal Palace? You remember that, don't you? Yeah, that, you know what I mean? And you know what? It's always one result that lets you down that you least expect. That's why it's good to have like a 5 games, not 10, 20. I mean, if you get it right, if you win, fair play. You've done it. You won. Well done. But you know what? I would do 5 games here and there and that. But I don't bet, of course, anymore, of course, guys. And you can't do it here anyway, YM. You can't do it here anyway. Even if I tried, you can't do it, of course, guys. And I get in the VPN, but of course, you know what? It's too much hassle to make a quick flutter, of course, guys. But I want to know, obviously, how your feelings are of the game. What are your controversial feelings about the game today? Do you have any controversial opinions about the game today? Do you have any controversial lineup selections that you think should play? Do you have that? Do you have any controversial score lines that you think the game will finish today? Do you think Man United won't win? Who doesn't think Man United will win today? I'm certain Man United are going to win today. I'm buzzing. I'm giddy. Of course, I always am before a game. You know me. I am always giddy before a game, of course, guys. I can't wait for the game. I can't wait for the game to kick off. I will be live for the watch-along, guys. Don't worry about that. I'll be live for the watch-along, guys. 1 o'clock, I'll be live for the watch-along. I can't wait for it. I believe the game kicks off at 1:30, doesn't it? Let me double-check that just in case I go live and there's no game. And Of course, guys, let's have a look at this. Yes, Man United kick off at 1:30 today. So, yes, I'll be 1:30 live UK time. Don't forget to join me for that, of course, guys. Poke your head in, say hello, whatever you want to do. It'd be great to have you guys here with me to watch the watch-along, of course, guys. Absolutely. And hopefully Man United put Everton to the sword and we get them, move up that table, guys. At the moment, let's have a look at the league table. If we're looking at the league table right now, we look at the league table and you know what? Manchester United are all the way down in 13th place. Guys, this is ridiculous. Man United shouldn't be 13th place. We're behind the likes of Fulham, Bournemouth and Brentford, guys. So we need to move up that table. What about Brighton and Hove Albion? Again, winning games, winning football matches. Brighton in the top 4. What a well-run football club of they are, isn't it? They're an absolutely well-run football club, of course, guys. Definitely. Brilliantly run football club, of course. Absolutely. And you know what? Good luck to them. But Man United are on a new level now. Man United hopefully will be moving up now with Ruben Amorim, you know, and hopefully we get used to the tactics. And you know what? It becomes like we become a fortress again. Old Trafford becomes a fortress again. Man United become a winning team again. Because at the moment, you wouldn't class us as a winning team. And hopefully today we change the record and Man United get the win. And you know what? We can. Today, it is quite possible that Man United could move all the way up to the dizzy heights of 8th, guys. 8th place. And you know what? This needs to change. So we need to go on a very, very big run of games, guys, of winning games in a row. I mean, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games one in a row, guys. And I'm not even joking. But obviously, we got a very, very difficult month coming up. December is incredibly difficult for us. And you know what? Only the survival of the fittest, guys. That's what it is. Survival of the fittest, absolutely. Sal, how did we end up 13th in the league? This Eric just destroyed us, bro. I think we just got those players down. Told a lot of those players I don't trust our pro. It's not just Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag came third. How can you come from third to 8th, third to 14th? I don't get it. You know, some of those players are just not good enough. We have to admit it. And you can see that already when they played Ipswich, isn't it? You know, you can see that when they play Bodo Glimt, you can see that some of those players are not up for the task. It's the players, guys. And I'm not talking about those players that have been there 5 minutes. I'm talking about those players that have been there a long time. I'm talking about the Brunos. I'm talking about the Casemiros. I'm talking about Rashfords of this world. Those type of players I'm talking about, of course, guys. Absolutely. Darko, even 8, it does. Man United 8th is ridiculous as well. 10 full putters at its best, the signings we made. I think the signings have been good. Guys, let's not just jump on Eric Ten Hag, because Eric Ten Hag is the reason behind Garnacho. He's the reason behind Mainu. He's the reason behind De Ligt. He's the reason behind Nietzsche. He's the reason behind Masraoui. You know what I mean? Guys, you've got to be a little bit fair. Rasmus Højlund is going to be a baller. He's the reason behind Rasmus Højlund as well. Let's not forget Alex Ferguson made some bad signings. You know, David Bellion, Jemba, Veron. You know what I mean? Those type of players. So let's not totally put the blame on him. He's left the football club now. Now it's up to these players to do the business and win football matches. Now there's no excuses. There's nowhere to hide. Let's not forget, before Ten Hag, were we successful, guys? Were we successful? Ask me this question. Before Ten Hag, did Louis van Gaal challenge for the title? No. Did Jose Mourinho challenge for the title? No. Did Solskjaer challenge for the title? No. So why is it Ten Hag? When we've been poor for 10 years and we've been spending $1 billion in 10 years. We spent $1 billion in 10 years. You know what I mean? That is the way the football club as a whole has been run at the end of the day. And we hope that there is a change, of course, in mentality. We hope that the football club changes, of course. Do you think that this year is when Liverpool equalise the 20? I hope Paul plays. I hope not, mate. I hope not. This is the one thing we can grab onto, that we have more Premier League titles than them. If they go on and win the Premier League title, we only have ourselves to blame. And this is the way we've been run over the last years, put into the mud by Arnold, Glazers, Woodward, all those guys, of course, guys have been put in the mud over the last 10 years to let Liverpool get back into title. In 2013, I never would have dreamed when Alex Ferguson left that Man United would, let Liverpool catch up with their title tally. I didn't think I'll see the day when Liverpool win the Premier League. It became that deep, you know what I mean? And obviously that confident I was as a Man United fan. I didn't think we will be still striving for a league title at 21, 10 years later, 11 years later, of course. That is a problem, and that shouldn't be happening at Man United. Man United shouldn't be going 11 years without a title. That's like Real Madrid and Barcelona going 11 years without a title. It would never happen, of course. These things need to change, of course, and hopefully this does change very soon. If Liverpool equal our tally, what can we do? You know what I mean? It's another one they're going to beat us with, isn't it? It's another stick to beat us with. And I don't want that to happen, of course, guys. We're already in a bad place. Big up, Blazing. Big up, of course, Darkro. I will salute Amram if he drops Rashford today, but I will pray to Amram if he drops Bruno today. He won't drop Bruno, Darkro. I mean, even though he needs to drop Bruno, he won't drop Bruno. It's sad to say. I think Mason Mount should play in Bruno's position at the moment. Play someone different, change it up a little bit. Bruno always seems to play every single game. It's just the way it is. I mean, Rashford has been dropped last game, of course, guys. He needs to be dropped today. Definitely. Rasmus Højlund has won it. He's earned his spot at Man United. He's earned his spot. He should be there. Rasmus Højlund's been brilliant. I mean, Rasmus Højlund scored 2 goals. I think Rasmus Højlund will score today, guys. I think he'll score another couple of goals today, guys. You heard it here first. He will score another couple of goals today, of course. Rasmus Højlund, believe it. Ended had blood on his hands by starting Ahmed in every game, but to show trust to him. Not start, but neither did Solskjaer. Never started him every single game, isn't it? You could say that, Paul, at the end of the day. Ahmad has been criticised by Ruben Amorim last game. Ruben Amorim criticised him and said he doesn't get forward enough. So at the end of the day, Ahmad is not this world-class player that people are talking about. He needs to prove himself. Prove yourself. What's he done? Run. That's it. At the end of the day, he needs to do more as a Man United player. When I'm talking about the right wing of Man United, I'm thinking about Beckham. I'm thinking about Ronaldo. I'm thinking about those type of players. He needs to get up to those levels because at the end of the day, he's not even on Luke Chadwick's level at the moment. I'll tell you right now. Okay, so he needs to get up the level. Do you know what I mean? Up his level a little bit and start winning us football matches, making assists, making more goals. Of course, he needs more time on the team. He needs a run of games. At the end of the day, Ruben Amorim will get his team selection right. He will. I'm a little bit disappointed that Ahmed is playing as a wing back. I think Ahmed should be playing a little bit further forward behind the strikers. But I don't think Ruben Amorim's going to do that, because it's a bit of a double-edged sword when it comes to Ahmed, that, you know what, he puts in all this effort and he does the position of wing back very well. He's superb on that wing back position, of course, the other day. So we'll have to wait and see, but best of luck to Ahmed. I hope he does make it. And that's one thing I say, but I am giving expectations. I was raised in a time where Konchelskis was on that right wing as well. Lee Sharp as well. I was raised on that type of time. You know what I mean? Lee Sharp played left and right, by the way. Absolutely. Big up, Zah. Big up, everyone. Of course, he's joining me today. Trevor Bob, how you doing? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're good. Hope you're good, my friend. So we are 30 because of the players, because of the selection or player. Both, mate. Double-edged sword. Both. It is a balance, Darkrow. You have to balance it out. These players, a number of these players, and I'm talking about the players who have been there for years, right? A number of these players have been there for a long time, down tooling, pretending they're injured and stuff like that, and put Erik ten Hag in the mud. Let's not forget Erik ten Hag won us 2 trophies that will live on forever. He won us 2 trophies and beat Man City in the final. So let's say that. Let's remember the good times and let's forget about Erik ten Hag. Forget it. Gone. He's no longer the manager of Manchester United. I wish him the best of luck. It's a classy thing to do, Darkrow. That's what we do. We class it. Thank you for your service. You've done your job. It wasn't quite good enough. You move on. We move on to Ruben Amorim, and hopefully Man United will win trophies under Ruben Amorim, and Man United will finally be at the position that we should be, which is challenging for the title, which is challenging for Champions Leagues. That's where Man United should be for me. And until a manager does that, I don't think we are where we're supposed to be at the end of the day. That's one thing I would say. Big up, Johnny. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Let's hope Rashford and Garnacho are both benched. I think I would rest Garnacho, my friend. But who would you play as the 2 in the attacking side, Johnny? Who would you play as the 2 in the attacking side? Who would you do? Me and Trevor, Blackpool, and we are staying there. Royal Sun back. Big up. Hope you're having a fun time. Travels with Beth, Trevor, and Bob. I hope you're having a good time, my friend. How you doing, Liza, around me? I hope you're doing well. It's not Ten Hag's fault. Absolutely. It's some of these players, class 92, were taught that the teams play different against us. So we had to play hard every game. Some of these players don't have to get it. They don't get it. Absolutely, Liza, around me. Spot on. Listen to Liza around me. Exactly this type of comment, guys, is what I preach. This is the type of thing I am all about. I understand this. Because at the end of the day, when you play for Man United is a different shirt. It weighs heavy. It weighs heavy. And every single team that plays against Man United, and you'll see it for Everton today. Every team that plays against Man United wants to win. It's their FA Cup final. It's their sometimes it's their biggest game in their history. For example, Bodo Glimt, it was their biggest game in their history. Of course, guys. Poat is their biggest game in their history. Every single team we play is their biggest game in their history. And this is the problem that we have at the moment. It is hard being a massive club at Man United, but when we're not at the level that we're supposed to be and we got all that pressure on the shirt, it's like a knock-on effect. And these players, some of these players don't get it. They don't have it in them to do it. They don't have it in them, of course, guys. Absolutely. Listen, Saul Brian, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. The player that Liverpool are after, which Man United are battling for, of course, is Divine Wrench of Ajax. Divine Wrench of Ajax, my friend. Divine Wrench of Ajax. Garnacho is a bench player for now. I feel he should be starting for us. Do you agree? No, I think that he should be drifted into the team in and out. The one thing, if I was to give advice to Garnacho, he is a dad now. He's got a lot of pressure on his hands, of course, guys. He's also our top scorer, guys. He's also got some of the best stats in the Premier League right now. Let's not forget that, right? The one thing I would say to Garnacho is that practice. Practice. And what do you mean by practice? Of course he practices. I mean, stay after training. Learn your craft. Learn how to cross. Learn how to assist. Learn to keep your head up. Do that. That's one thing I would say to Garnacho going forward. Because not everything has to be slapdash, run, fast, quick. You can take your time. For example, the chance for Garnacho in the second half against Bodo Glimt when he just needed to slot Highland in for his hat-trick. That type of thing. You have to look up and you have to make the right decision. Football's all about making the right decisions, of course, guys. You have to make the right decisions. You have to make the right choices in football, of course, guys. How you doing, Kenny? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Let Ten Hag live his life. Let him live his life. Yeah, let him live his life. Kenny, he's, you know, big up Darko, big up Kenny, by the way. Yeah, let him. I mean, wish him the best of luck. That's all I can say. How much are you enjoying the downfall Man City, Paul? It's dangerously scary how much I'm enjoying the downfall Man City. I mean, you must be sick if you're enjoying the downfall Man City. If you know what, if it's a sickness, I should be in intensive care right now because Man United and Man City, I mean, they've been bantering us for weeks and weeks and months and years, haven't they? So it's nice to put a boot to feed fine on the other foot. But one thing I would say is this: we need to look after ourselves, guys. Man United need to look after ourselves. We need to make sure we get our own house in order. And by getting our own house in order, that means by winning the game today, guys. If we don't win the game today, guys, there's no point us even bantering anyone, because that would mean that we haven't beaten Ipswich and we haven't beaten Everton. So same old, isn't it? So we need to win that game, of course, guys. Johnny, Mount and Ahmed, I would put Maguire right centre-back because he doesn't exactly play bad anymore, and we are against a stinky attack, Everton. I mean, I wouldn't say no, Johnny. Good choice. Mount and Ahmed, yeah, good choice. That's a good choice, Johnny. I really do think that's a good choice. I wouldn't mind Ahmad and Mount. I would like to see that, to be honest, Johnny. But I don't want to see Bruno in that number 8. I don't want to see him in that number 8 position. I want to see Mainu and Ugarte, or Ugarte and Casemiro. I want to see something like that. I don't want to see Bruno in there anymore. I think Bruno, if people are talking about Rashford being dropped and stuff like that, I think Bruno needs to be dropped. I really do, guys. I mean, I like Bruno, you know what I mean? But I think he needs to be dropped if we're being honest with ourselves. Players need to realize that there's levels and skills and mentality playing for this club. We have got the managers, I believe. The manager, I believe, he's putting the right players in place. He will get it right. Absolutely agree, Liza, man. He will get it right. There's something about Ruben Amorim, about his aura, about it just screams winner, doesn't it? It just screams out, I'm a winner. And that is one thing about Ruben Amorim, what I would say, that he does come across as a winner, guys. He is a winner. Absolutely. Sanjeev, no manager has got our fan base more divided than Ten Hag. No, I disagree, Darko. Jose Mourinho got it I was on the ground. He got it very, very divided, guys. Don't worry about that. It was very, very divided. It's not our fault that we have a toxic minority in our fan base that cannot construct intelligent arguments, like, you know, those guys in the other fan channels and stuff like that they create the toxicity. At the end of the day, what happened at Man United, 60-odd injuries, Sancho episode, Ronaldo episode, Rashford episode, Maguire episode, media against him, you know what I mean, non-stop that. Now is the time to let him go. Darko, Manchester United, class, Busby Babes, youth, courage, success. Let it go. It's done. We've had bad managers over the years. You know what I mean? We've had very bad managers over the years. So just let it go now, and we move on. And we move on to our next episode. And let's keep this positivity, and let's keep it going, of course, guys. His decision-making is shocking. Hope it works on that. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Of course, it is new. Of course, guys. Darko Sal, who comes closer to Beckham and Anthony or Ahmed? None of them. None of them even lace his boots. Not even one of his boots. None of those players lace David Beckham's boots. David Beckham can close his eyes and play better football than both of those players. And I'll say it right now. That is what I'll say. Ahmed and Anthony have a hell of a lot to prove me wrong, because I've seen every single player for Man United since 1989. So I'm talking about Kanchelskis, Lee Sharp, Ryan Giggs, David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm talking about these players. So if you're talking about these snowflakes, Anthony and Ahmed, they need to do a little bit better than what they're doing at the moment to become even be mentioned in that same bracket as David Beckham. Beckham is the sort of guy who would dig you out of a hole and, you know what, do something special. He assisted us in the treble. You know what I mean? So nobody in this squad right now can even come close to even being compared to those players, of course. True, sir. Let it go. Agree. Absolutely. Let it go, Darko. You know, it is what it is. It's done. It's done. We cannot change history. At the end of the day, it's done, isn't it? At the end of the day. And you know what? We move on with Ruben Amorim, and we hope it is successful, of course. Rasmus is Viking, man, loves pressing their opponent, fine taxing, of course. Rasmus does goal scoring. Absolutely big up Rasmus, of course, guys. Big up Rasmus. I think Ineos have scouted one of the best possible managers. They can lead us to glory. Absolutely. And he was my first choice, guys. Before we got him, he was my first choice, and he's still my first choice. You know what? I'm excited to see what the future holds. Who's been this excited for a manager? Have you ever been this excited of a manager before? I mean, when was the last time you got this excited about a team, a manager? The only concern I have is about the team, of course, going forward. Is the team going forward. That's the only, and some of those players. I do believe some of those players need to leave the football club. I still believe it, guys. I still believe it, guys. So that's it, guys. That's me for today. I will be back later on, obviously, for the watch along, 1 p.m. UK time, of course, guys. So don't forget to join me for the watch along for Man United against Everton, of course. So smash the like button, red, guys. We are no genuine ones. We are the genuine. Big up, Blaze, and you are a genuine one. Thank you so much, you legend. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you, everyone. Paul, GK, Darkrow, everyone who's joined me today, you legends. Thank you very much, lies around me, as usual. Johnny, of course, Kenny, of course, guys, everyone who's joined me today, Trevor and Bob, of course, guys, everyone. You absolute legends. Darkrow, of course, legends in the chat. Of course, guys, don't forget, it's here where you should keep it locked. It is Stretford Post. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and smash a like on the video, guys. Slightly shorter show today, but I'll be back later on for Chatterbox and for the live watch along. Excuse me, for the live watch along. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Have a fantastic Sunday, guys. Whatever you're doing today, you know what? If you're going to church, say a little prayer for Man United, because you know what? We need to win this game today, guys. Take it easy. Have a fantastic day. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. Peace.